Life's good, campers. Life is good. Anyway, welcome to True Power, Trumpet Fitness on this fabulous Friday here in Connecticut. You saw the thumbnail. Do you have the book? Get. I'm not saying, kidding. Turn this off. Get the book. It's a great read, and I'll get into that later. Story attached to it, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, let me honk a little bit, and we'll get into trumpet blues. Haven't played a note. That's about 250 swings / snatches. Raining, once again, it's been raining nonstop for a couple days. We'll have no drought problem this summer. Man, all it's done is rain. And yeah, haven't been out on the bike, just doing kettlebells. Let's see what we got. Bodes well. Does it ever? Does it ever? E flat above high C. Notes be flying. Don't need no stinking warm-up. I'm in a great mood. Just fueled by juice, baby. Just fueled by juice. Anyway, my own personal copy of Trumpet Blues by Harry James, signed by 3 of the greatest trumpet players. Let me get this out of the way. 3 of the greatest trumpet players that ever lived. Perico, DeLibra, and Perello. Done videos on all 3 of them. Unbelievable. And Perello, God bless him, 85 years young, and still killing it, is quoted several times in the book. Okay. A story to the book. Anyway, a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago now. I get this package in the mail from Las Vegas. Perico, what? I open it up. Sure enough, it's this book. Guys, I'm telling you, I almost started crying. I cry way too much. I cry at stop signs. Oh, please, it's ridiculous. It's about to lose power here. Let me get the power in. All right, there we go. And I cry at stop signs. It's all red and octagon. Ooh. Anyway, what can I say? So the reason for that is when Jerry passed, Yumiko had a bunch of us come over. I went out with Joe Avella. I think I went before that, actually. It doesn't matter. I was one of the first to go over, and she says, take everything you want. Down in the studio, please take everything you want. I don't care. Take more. Now, Jerry's studio, if you've ever been there, was floor-to-ceiling memorabilia of a life dedicated to trumpet. It was awesome. First of all, Jerry was, since he was a little kid, a voracious reader. You can't believe some of the books he had on trumpet. Just these obscure things. Some of them are not even in English. And he's got them all underlined. And brilliant man. But, pictures of, with him and somebody and signed by this and just incredible stuff. Now, after he passed, Yumiko took what she wanted and she was just literally going to throw out the rest. She was going to hire a dumpster and have a company come in, take whatever you want. a TV down there. She said, take it. He had kettlebells. I took the kettlebells, right? Take it. She was this big, not in good health, and she didn't want to deal with it. So I just loaded up the truck and took some really cool stuff. But on my way over, I'm thinking about the stuff and what I would like to have. And the number one thing I would like to have on his shelf was this old weathered, beat up version of that book that he just wore out. He had it underlined. He had, frayed pages and, spilled coffee. I mean, he just wore the thing out. I can't begin to tell you how many times he quoted that book. So I'm coming over in the car and I said, the first thing I want that book. Well, I got down there, couldn't find it anywhere. Jerry, with the heart of gold, probably lent it out to somebody and never made its way back. Okay, no big deal. I got loads of stuff. I got his manuscript. Anyway, not the point. But I always wanted that book, and I never actually got it for myself. So sure enough, it comes in the mail, out of the blue, signed by 3 of the greatest trumpet players ever. And it was like Jerry was taking care of me. I told you, I got emotional when Dave was oblivious to this whole story. But it was just like Jerry was taking care of me. So anyway, the point is, guys, that is a wonderful read. It is chock full of stuff. You think you know about Harry James, you read Wikipedia and you saw all, man, you don't know the half of it. You don't know the half of it. First of all, his whole upbringing in the circus. He was loved, his parents and all this sort of stuff, but man, that's a funky way to grow up. That is a funky way to grow up. And by our standards, it would almost border on child abuse. I mean, you might even call it DCF and all this sort of stuff, because he very rarely went to school. And this is a different time, a different place. He was not being abused. He was not being abused at all. But it was just a funky way to grow up. And the notion that, he had issues with alcohol and women and all that sort of, not surprising a bit. Now, the myth with the alcohol, it was almost lore. It was almost, part of his largesse. But it was a huge, huge problem right from the beginning, especially the alcoholism. All right? Second of all, what nobody knows, and he didn't get credit for, guys, before he really hit it with his own band and everything, he was a top-level jazz player, first-call jazz player on everybody's recording. I mean, he was lead trumpet with Benny Goodman, and, all that sort of stuff, which at that time was the preeminent pop band. And everybody that was anybody came through that band in one way or another. And he was all these people went on to do different things, and he was constantly being called to play on sideman on these small jazz. Lionel Hampton with Billie Holiday. I mean, are you kidding me? You have to have your ducks in a row to play on these things. And he wasn't just all chops and cherry bin, man. I mean, this guy, Jesus. I didn't know that. Several quotes from Tom Perella in there. It's just a wonderful, wonderful read. Now, I will say this. At some points, with all the footnotes, with all this, that, and the other thing, it gets a little dry. It almost reads like a music history book. Okay? But like myself, if you are fascinated with the content, like I am, it's just a page turner. Now, like Jerry, I just can't stop reading. My wife's a reading teacher, and we just read all day long. And I usually have 3-4 books going at once. So it took me a while to get through that. But man, it is just a great, great read. And Dave, thank you so much. You didn't even know you were doing it when you sent that to me. But that is just something that just, it was just a gift. A gift. And, Jerry is somewhere smiling on both of us. I'm sure he's looking down. Anyway, he may not be with Harry. I won't go there. All right? Anyway, enjoy the book. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk again on Monday. Love you all, guys. Kettlebells help, man. Kettlebells, huge, huge spike. Love you all.